Hey, what's up, guys? It's Captain Oblivious or Cap here, and today I got a wild story time to tell you guys. This is the time, no joke, me and my friend got locked up in Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, it's a crazy one. Be sure if you like the story to comment, subscribe, share, and comment your stories in the comments down below. But anyways, let's get into it. So this story all starts on a Saturday afternoon. Now, as usual, I was just chilling on my PC playing some MW2 with friends on Skype. And all of a sudden, I get bored. So I'm like, I really haven't called one of my friends in a while. We'll just call this friend Ben. So I'm like, yeah, I really haven't called Ben in a while. Maybe we should do something. So I pick up, I call him, no answer. So I'm like, well, that's weird. He's usually home. So I call him again. He doesn't pick up. And I'm like, okay, this is starting to get weird. So finally, I call him one more time. And he answers. And he's like, yo, what's up? I'm like, dude, where have you been? You haven't been picking up. He's like, dude. I'm like, what? And all of a sudden, his voice gets super excited. And he's like, dude. I'm like, what? He says he was on a website for abandoned buildings. And he said he found this really awesome abandoned building. And he wanted to see if me and him and a couple of other friends wanted to explore it. Now, guys, I'm bored. Like, I'd rather watch paint dry than keep playing MW2. So I'm like, you know what, Ben? I will go to an abandoned building with you. He's like, awesome, nice, dude. I'll come pick you up in an hour. So I get dressed, take a shower, eat, and he's at the door. We're going to the abandoned building, and I see this other guy in the car. And I'm like, oh, yo, who's this? He's like, oh, this is my partner. And I'm like, partner? What do you mean? Now, keep in mind, at this point, I didn't know who this was. I didn't know anything about this guy. So I'm like, partner? What is he? Like, partner? Like his business partner or something? And he's like, he introduced me. He's like, this is my friend. We'll just call him Farzan. So he's like, this is my partner, Farzan. I'm like, nice to meet you, Farzan. He's like, nice to meet you. And he was sitting in the front. So I get in the back of the car, and we're driving to this place, right? Now, this is where the story gets crazy. So we're driving to the place, and all of a sudden, this girl's on the side of the road. And we're like, what the hell? So we go and talk to this girl, and we're like, yeah, hi, is everything okay? Like, she looked stressed. Like, she was sitting on the floor, like, it was, like, not a good scene. And she looked stressed. So we went to talk to her. We're like, is anything okay? Is everything... And she's like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm out. And we're like, what do you mean out? She's like, I'm out on business. And we're like, what does that mean? And then she finally, like, ends up telling us, she goes, I'm a prostitute. I have sex for money. And we're like, oh... And she's like, any of you want to buy some? And we're like, we just all look at each other. And we're like, no, we're good. We start kind of laughing. And then all of a sudden, this big, like, guys, 6'5" Chad comes running out of the woods. Hey, you just propositioned my girlfriend for sex. What's wrong with you? You better leave. I'm going to kick your ass. And we're like, and he starts running at us. And we're like, dude, she propositioned us. We didn't say anything. He's like, that's bullshit. I'm gonna kick your ass. So we just said, dude, screw this. We ran. So now we're running down the street. I forgot to mention, we parked the car a bit down the street and walked up to this girl. So we're running down the street and he's chasing us, bro. He's like, get back here. I'm gonna kick your ass. You guys are dead. Ben gets to the car first. And he opens it, turns it on. And me and his partner, Farzan, are like, open the door! And he's like, I can't, the lock's stuck! And we're like, what do you mean the lock's stuck? Now, guys, at this point, I'm like, okay, we're done. This Chad guy is chasing us. Who knows what he has, if he has a weapon, what state of mind he's in. And now the car doors are locked. And all of a sudden, this guy, Farzan, yells, open the window! So he opens the two windows. And it's like, no way are we about to do what I think we're about to do. So we're sprinting, and sure enough, Farzan jumps into the back window and makes it in the car. So I'm like, no way. And then Ben starts rolling up the back window. So I'm like, wait, does he actually expect me to jump into the front window? And at this time, like, I have no choice. This guy is behind me still screaming, I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm gonna get you. His girlfriend screaming after him, stop. Ben's like, get in the car. So I just said, you know what? Screw it. I literally, guys, if you could see this, you'd be like, wow. I swan dove into the car And before he can even close the window, the guy grabs my leg. He's trying to pull me out. And all of a sudden, I just yell, "Yo, floor it!" And he steps on the gas, and we just go, bro. And we just go. Anyways, this whole time, unbeknownst to anybody, there was a cop car waiting in the woods. And the only reason we know this is because all of a sudden, we see sirens. And we're like, no way. And we just all look at each other. We're like, dude, no way is this happening right now. And then all of a sudden, another cop car shows up. So we now have 2 cops. I guess this guy was a pimp and his girlfriend. And it's us in the middle of everything. So this is crazy. Cops pull us over. Freeze, freeze, nobody move, nobody move. And we're like, yo, we all get out of the car, put our hands up. The guy and his girlfriend are there. They also put their hands up. And they start patting us down. Now, me and my friends don't smoke, don't drink. But we were with this other guy, this Chad guy that was chasing us just a couple seconds ago. And they're patting him down. And they find, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube. They find a device on him that could cause mass harm. Let's put it like that. Starts with a B, 4 letters, you guys can guess. So they're like, everybody get down! Get the F down! And we're like, no way. We all get down on the floor. They're like, you're all going to prison. And we're like, dude. And Ben starts explaining to them. He's like, yo, we just stopped by to help this girl. We're not with this guy. And the cop thought we were lying. He's like, that's bullshit. You guys are all together. You guys are... He started calling us terrorists. We're like, no, dude. You don't get it. It's like, enough. I don't want to hear any more. And they put us in the cop car. So it's me, Ben, and this girl... all in one cop car, and then they put Farzan and this guy and the other one. And this whole time, we felt so bad for Farzan, because he was just in this car with this guy who literally was trying to, like, murder us, essentially. And we just felt so bad. We're like, bro, I hope he's okay. I hope that guy doesn't try anything. And we're sitting there with this girl. So we're like, hi, what was going on over there? Da-da-da. And she was like, yeah, I wasn't actually a prostitute. I've just been feeling really lonely and very insecure recently. And I just wanted, you know, someone more than my boyfriend. And we were like, dude, no way. Did we basically just get tricked by this girl and almost get into a fight and almost die? And now we're getting arrested. So I speak up and I'm like, you know, you really shouldn't do that. That was really messed up what you did. Now we're all in this trouble. And she's like, I know, I'm sorry. So at this time, I can hear the cops on the radio. I'm overhearing them, right? And they're saying, yo, these guys had explosives on them. They can't be allowed to be in the prison system. This is worse. We got to send them where they send people who have tried this before. And we're like, what does that mean? And then Ben grabs his head and goes, oh my God. And we're like, what? And the girl to the next of us, she's like, what's going on? And he's like, they're going to put us in Guantanamo Bay. And when he said that, my face, my jaw just dropped. I was like, dude, no way. And the girl beside us is like, what's Guantanamo Bay? What's Guantanamo Bay? And if you guys don't know what Guantanamo Bay is, it's basically a max security prison where they lock people like part of terrorist organizations in. And we're like, no way. It's basically impossible to get out of there. So at this point, I'm thinking my life is over. I just got 2K subs on YouTube. I started streaming regularly. And now I'm going to Guantanamo Bay. So eventually, like a 5-hour drive, we get to Guantanamo Bay. And it's me, that girl, Ben, that guy, and Farzan. And they all lock us up. The girl gets put in a woman's section of the prison. And the guy, they actually remove him from us for interrogation. And they leave all 3 of us in the cell. Now, in this cell, there was 2 beds and a bathroom. So I'm just like, dude, like I'm depressed at this point. I was so depressed. I was like, bro, there's no way we're getting out of here. My life's over. This is it. Like, it's wraps. And then Ben and his partner, Farzan, which we're going to get to that in a sec, said, yeah, we'll be right back. I'm like, well, you'll be right back. They're like, yeah, we got to use the washroom. And I'm like, now, for you guys who don't know, the washroom was only like a stall. There's only 1 toilet in there. So I was like, how are these guys going to use the washroom? There's only 1 toilet. And they go inside. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to think about it right now. I'm too stressed. This is too much for me to handle. Then all of a sudden, I start hearing noises. Now, these noises that I'm hearing weren't something you would normally hear. It sounded like a Gawk 9000, like a... I was like, I got scared. I'm like, what the hell? Is this place haunted or something? And I realized it's coming from the bathroom. So I'm like, oh shit, what if they're getting attacked or something? Like, it sounded like they were getting hurt. So I run to the bathroom stall, I open the door, and what I saw next literally is still burned into my brain. I saw Ben and his partner, Farzan, doing something that you're not supposed to do in a public bathroom. And I was like, dude, what the hell? And they're like, yo, shut the door, shut the door. I'm like, is this what you meant by he's your partner? And he's like, yeah, we've been dating for 5 months. I was like, no way. So at this point, I shut the door. I'm done. I can't take this anymore. So I just said, screw it, dude. I'm either getting out tonight or I'm going to live the rest of my life here. So I tell one of the guards, there's a guard walking by. I say to him, can you unlock this cage? And he's like, why in the world would I do that? Now, he had a point. What guard in what world would unlock the cage? So I had to think fast. I'm like, I could tell him what's going on in the bathroom. I'm like, you don't understand. There's literally 2 guys in there in the bathroom doing something inappropriate. He's like, what? Let me see. And literally, the second he opens the locked door, I bolt. He's like, hey, get back here. And I'm just sprinting. And eventually, I find an air duct. And I'm like, okay, this is my only way out. I break it open, crawl through, get out of Guantanamo Bay, and just sprint. I sprinted for like an hour, almost. And the sirens were going off. I heard everything. So I called an Uber. And I'm like, yo, you got to get to this place right now. I'll tip you extra. Just please get here. Sure enough, Uber driver pulls up. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, you don't want to know. And he drives me home. And that's where the story time ends. Pretty crazy story, if I do say so myself. If you guys like the video, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and feel free to share your story times in the comments down below. See you guys all next time. Peace.
I want like pirates, niggas make their dough from Pyrex. I'm just in the studio. I don't want coronavirus. Wish I had some psilocybin. I get then, I get now, I get next. Watch me flex, Dex. I'm so stressed. Fuck. Hey, I can't even go to the club. Wait, I don't even like going to the club. Hey, why the hell shorty for a little road?